I see you on Twitter. I see what you do, right? Always, this is what we're doing with this, that. I'll be honest with you. I scroll over all of it. I can't. It's too much.
You exist in real life, just the same, but you have a completely different identity in the digital world.
Like Jumanji the movie. Like Jumanji the movie?
Not really sure, yeah. I mean, if that makes sense.
Non-fungible token.
Fungible.
Okay.
The casino, haram, very haram. Let me get to the end of it. Okay. Some of these decisions, whether it's, your data and sharing it or not sharing it, whether it's, remaining anonymous on some of these platforms.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Crypto 1001 Nights. Presented by myself. My name is Terry. My colleague over here, my good friend Omar, our expert in crypto, is here with us today. And today, I want to learn about the metaverse, Web3, and NFTs. Because these are things I hear almost on a daily basis. I see you on Twitter. I see what you do, right? Always, this is what we're doing with this, that. I'll be honest with you. I scroll over all of it. I can't. It's too much. My brain hurts every time I see it. So we're going to break it down.
I feel the same when I see your Liverpool posts.
My Liverpool posts are
Anyways, moving on.
This is not about a football podcast. This is crypto. I'm trying to learn, right? Manchester United. Anyway, so, Mr. Omar Ghanem, I want to understand some simplicity behind all of these major topics, right? We talk about the metaverse, we talk about NFTs, we talk about crypto in a way that I feel like is a bit intimidating, right? Like it's scary to enter because I don't want to sound stupid. That's the truth, and I refuse to sound stupid. So let's start off with a relatively more simple topic. Web3, right? We talked about a little bit about it in our last episode, and you kind of explained it to me. But I want to break it down a little bit more, right? And find out what the differences between like Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, how did it start, when did it start, and then we can kind of go from there.
Sure, yeah. I guess we have to go back to the origin behind it. So essentially, I think it's becoming a lot more popular now. And back in, I believe it was 2014, Gavin Wood, the co-founder of Ethereum that's now working on Polkastarter and Kusama, kind of brought it back to light, but the term itself is actually quite, relatively old. I think you could date it back to maybe 2006, 2007, just to kind of help you understand. So what is Web 1, what is Web 2, what is Web 3? Essentially, Web 1 was kind of the base foundation layer of the internet, right? So think the websites that brought you to them, and all you could do was basically just consume, right? So think Yahoo, think Google and its very first iteration, things like that. So that was kind of the first version of the internet that we had. And then the next boom or the next explosion in terms of like evolution or whatever you want to call it was Web 2, which was these social platforms, right? But also a way for you, exactly. So it was a way for you to interact with the platform. So it wasn't just that you were consuming. It wasn't like you were reading blogs and that's it. It was like you were actually an active part of that platform. But it also meant that you, in a way, became the product of the platform, right? Because whenever you use Facebook, Instagram, whatever, your data is technically what they're after, and then that data is sold for advertising and so on and so forth. So the issue with Web 2, even though we all love Web 2, right? We're all on social media, Instagram, Twitter, etc.
Facebook.
The issue is it's centralized, right? So Mark Zuckerberg owns your data.
Yeah.
Right? Like those entities own your data and they can at any point in time decide to change the platform, the way it looks, the way it operates. You've seen it. Like whenever Instagram comes up with an announcement of some update, people say, oh, you're just copying TikTok, but do you have a say?
No, of course, it's horrendous. Like
you could just give them grief over the internet, but you don't really have a say.
Oh yeah. And Snapchat died because of that.
Exactly, 100%. So now the thing with Web3 is because we're now in general looking at decentralization on the blockchain, which is what's empowering Web3 essentially.
Yeah.
You technically can have a say in some of these decisions, whether it's your data and sharing it or not sharing it, whether it's remaining anonymous on some of these platforms, whether it's actually voting in terms of decisions. So I don't want to bore you with DAOs and things like that, but decentralized organizations, essentially what it means is Yeah, I might have to make this a bit complicated for you.
Are you gonna make this boring?
I'm trying to simplify it. But basically, let's just say, in Web3 you have a say, right? I'll explain maybe in a later episode how you have a say, but using, your tokens, using your votes, your voting rights, essentially you have a say in the ways that the platforms either launch new features, change things up, choose to acquire certain things, etc., etc. So it's almost like the next level in terms of decentralizing what we know as Web 2, which is what we use on a daily basis. But you don't really think of it. It's just fancy terms, to be honest. It's the evolution of the internet, but fancy terms. And some people say like Web 2.5, which is like between what we know and super decentralized. In the middle, there's kind of a balance of helping onboard people that are still okay with centralization. So for example, I allow you to register to my blockchain, infrastructure or whatever, using your email, because you're okay with that, me taking your data.
Wow.
But also, someone else that's not okay with that can just register with their wallet, which is anonymous, so you don't know who they are, right? So there's a bit of a middle ground, which I think, is a different topic altogether, but that gives you an idea.
Okay, cool. Oh, interesting. I like the fact that, and we spoke about this last time, my data is my data.
Yep.
I can choose to share it if I want to. I can choose to share it if I don't want to, right? Yeah, that's cool. But something else that's been tickling, this noggin lately is we're talking about, why are you smiling at me so much, man?
You said noggin.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, noggin.
Yes.
Anyway.
I like that word. Go on.
Something that's been, on my mind, right, is the metaverse, right? And I keep hearing about the metaverse, and I've seen stills and videos of people in the metaverse, and well, I'll be honest with you, I truly don't get it.
I think you do though. You just don't know that you do, in a way. So let me explain it this way. Have you played video games?
Yes, I have.
If you've ever played a video game that basically allowed you to be a character that you are not in real life and you could interact. So let's say RuneScape, World of Warcraft, whatever it is, right? Those games were technically the first iteration of the metaverse, where you had a digital identity and you interacted with, digital things, whether they were assets, currency, whatever it was. It was all digital. It didn't exist in real life. As soon as you turned the game off, you were back in the real world, and none of what you just did mattered technically in the real world, right?
Yes.
Now, the thing with the metaverse and the way it's being framed now is that people are looking at things beyond gaming.
All right.
Right? So for example, could you work in a digital world? Could you have a completely different job in a digital, world, right? I don't know if you've watched Ready Player One, the movie.
Ready Player One?
Yep.
I think I've heard about it.
I mean, you should check that one out, but essentially it gives you a good idea of a good and a bad idea because of the way the movie plays out, no spoilers, but it gives you a good idea of what that looks like, where you exist in real life, just the same, but you have a completely different identity in the digital world or the metaverse, and then you can kind of make very different decisions. So you could be technically whoever you want, right? It's almost like this reflection of who you truly are, where you could wear whatever you want, you could be whatever you want, you could say and do and anything you want essentially exists in the metaverse because it's not a real world, and so you don't assume real consequences, even though technically there are. But that's just an easy way to explain it.
Like Jumanji. Like Jumanji the movie. Like Jumanji the movie? Jumanji the movie.
Not really sure. Yeah, I mean, if that makes sense, because it was still real life in a way.
But it was a video game.
Oh, so you're talking about the new Jumanji stuff?
Yeah, the new Jumanji stuff. The Rock Kevin Hart, obviously. Who else am I talking about?
No, because there's the old classic Jumanji, like the real animals were coming out of the thing type Jumanji. Yeah, I mean the real one. Yeah, kind of. Essentially,
so like Jumanji.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much.
See, I understand that. So you're entering the game.
Yep.
As a character, but in virtual reality.
Yep. Technically, it doesn't have to be a game at this point. So there are different iterations of the metaverse. The issue is there are so many different versions of it. That's why people are a bit confused. But let me just take Decentraland as an example. So in Decentraland right now, what you could do is essentially there's so funny, but there's a casino, right?
Okay.
And you could either own the land that the casino very haram indeed. Yes, very haram. But I mean it's a perfect example. So you can own the land that it's built on.
Oh.
Right?
Okay.
And so you make money because you are the house, right? Because you own.
Hold on. Back up. So you're telling me in the metaverse, I can go and buy land.
Yep.
In the metaverse.
For very expensive prices.
Wait, hold on. It don't exist though.
But it does because of what you can then do with it infrastructure-wise in the metaverse. So let me finish my casino example, right?
Go
So you can own the land that is built on, which means you are the house. So any money that comes to the casino comes to you technically.
So the gamblers are giving you money.
Yes. But also, you could also go to the casino and gamble yourself, right? So that's another way of making money. But then also, you could work as the employee in the casino.
Okay.
That's dealing cards and everything, and that's how you also make money. And so it's kind of like this entire, economic ecosystem on its own that exists only if you choose to join Decentraland, log in on your browser, and start interacting with it. As soon as you switch it off, it doesn't really exist in real life because you're still here, sitting on this table in Dubai in front of me.
Yeah.
But in reality, like 5 minutes ago, you were somewhere completely different, making money doing something completely different.
That is...
That's one example. There are so many other ones as
You
well.
are blowing my freaking mind. Okay, so something I want to understand, right, is that what I've seen, or at least what I've seen of the metaverse, is not great in terms of what it looks like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I want to think in...
The Facebook one looks pretty terrible, but anyway.
It looks
For
like...
now, during the time of this recording. Yeah.
Looks like Minecraft.
Yeah.
Anyway, so...
Minecraft looks better, to be fair, but anyways.
Shots. Anyway, so I'm trying to understand something, right? In 10 years from now,
Yeah.
what will it look like? Okay, there's one step for me, which is crypto,
Yeah.
right? I think the metaverse is a step even after I get into that.
Okay.
I think for me,
Yeah.
right? Because the first thing for myself is like, okay, I got to convince myself about crypto. And then after I've done that, whose phone is ringing? Okay, it's off now. Anyway, I got to convince myself about crypto, right? After convincing myself about crypto, I got to convince myself about the metaverse. Yeah? I feel like it's such a far reach to think in 10 years from now, I can exist here and also exist in another reality.
Let me tell you something. Majority of your life now, today,
Yes.
you spend in the digital world. You just don't acknowledge that. So if you're working, right, you're working on the internet. Your clients, you're communicating with them over WhatsApp or email, over whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's on the internet.
Yes.
You post a picture about a good day in the office on the internet. You communicate with your friends to go outside in the real world on the internet. You then post a picture with them outside on the internet. You tweet about it on the internet. And then you actually go home and sleep in real life.
Yeah.
You spend around 80% of your daily life in the digital world. You just don't call it that because to you, it still feels real because it's tangible, right? But in reality, let's say all social media platforms shut down.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that disrupt your daily life?
At this point, yes.
Exactly.
And you know what?
In today's day and age, yes, like ages ago, it didn't matter, sure.
Yeah.
But today, you spend majority of your life in the digital world.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if you play video games, you understand this even more because you own stuff in video games. Like let's say, for example, you play FIFA, you opened a bunch of packs, you got a Ronaldo card.
Yeah.
That Ronaldo card doesn't mean anything in real life. You don't actually own Ronaldo. He doesn't play for your team in real life. You have no authority or power over anything. But that card in-game is worth a lot of money. It's a digital asset.
That's true.
Right?
I understand
it's
that.
very similar with every single game. When you think about, I own stuff in game, but I actually don't own it in real life. But I'm willing to spend money on it. I'm willing to spend money on a Fortnite skin to play like Goku or Vegeta.
Yep.
Like all that stuff is digital identity, digital world. Like your gamer ID is your digital identity. Your handle, whatever it is your digital identity. All that stuff already exists. But the shift I think that you're kind of cautious about making is this idea that you will put on a VR headset and go into this like VR world and start interacting with it from, your room, but you're not gonna have to, step outside and meet real people or whatever.
Yeah.
Technically, COVID also showed us that was not so far from reality because you were all working from home.
Yep.
Everyone was remotely. Yep. Zoom.
Zoom.
You met your friends, family, coworkers. Everything was just happening online, and you could literally stay at home doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
The entire day and still be a functioning person, right? Like
That's true.
Work,
That's true.
get paid, hang out with friends,
I made
watch a
a lot
movie.
of money during COVID, by the way.
There you go, and you saved a lot of money as well.
I
right?
saved a ton of money.
So
during
that's
COVID.
that's the idea of the metaverse, which is not so different. I think the one thing that you stressed on earlier was the quality, though. So 100%, I agree. At least the stuff that people see in the traditional space, like them seeing what Facebook is building and things like that. Sure, it looks really low quality, but there is stuff that looks, genuinely high quality, and it will continue to look better and better. I do think there's a balance though. So I play football. I love actually going out and meeting friends.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm a gamer, so I love the digital side of the equation.
Yeah.
I believe it's a balance, and I think people like Niantic, I don't know if you know the people behind Pokemon Go, for example.
Yes.
They believe in artificial,
yes,
that kind of that integration where the metaverse is on top, right? So AR, not VR,
Yeah.
right? Where you don't have to wear a headset to see stuff, but you can just pull up your phone and see stuff.
Catch a Pokemon.
Exactly, but catch a Pokemon.
Yeah.
But essentially, their idea is that you're going to use the metaverse to add value to the real world, but you'll still be in the capacity of the real world. So we'll be sitting here, but for example, if I want to show you something or whatever, I'll pull up my phone to actually show you.
Yeah,
or maybe
that's
a
cool.
hologram or whatever,
Cool.
right?
That's cool.
But then there are other people that believe, to give you the immersive experience, let's put on a VR headset, make you feel like you're somewhere completely different, blah, blah, blah. So I think it's just a debate, it's an argument, it's going to take time. But with augmented reality and kind of that added layer on top, I think it becomes a bit more easy to digest.
Okay.
For people that are not super familiar with it. But just to give you perspective, like you are in the metaverse.
They're layers.
You
I
don't know it
Pokemon
yet.
Go. I caught a few Pokemon, you know what I mean?
See, but like you catch a Charizard and you're like, oh my God, I caught a Charizard. You put your phone in your pocket. Do you have anything?
Not necessarily.
There you go. It's the same thing. It's like people don't understand. So, I mean, even like people trying to get a verified check mark on social media.
Yes.
Like, does it matter? Do you walk around real life with a check mark on top of your head?
No.
But you really want it
Yeah.
on the app.
Yeah,
Because that's your digital identity.
Yeah.
Because you are a verified person. They acknowledge your existence. Like
You know that show on Netflix?
the thing where you could block.
Yes, in real life. That it reminds me of that
Black
exact
Mirror.
Black Mirror.
Yeah, where you could literally, like, if you block someone on your phone or whatever, in real life they become scrambled and you can't see it.
Exactly. And people have
That's
like
the scary. That's the
ratings
scary
and-
side of the metaverse.
That's cool, though.
That's where pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
But it's pretty scary. Like imagine if literally I don't want to talk to you, I could just like block you and you don't exist in front of me. That's a bit.
It's scary.
A bit much.
It's a bit much.
But like a balance where. Yeah, you have a digital identity and you could literally look however you want and wear whatever ridiculous outfits you want, but still be a completely normal functioning person in real life is, I guess, what's going to be a balance for a lot of people.
Okay,
But
that makes sense.
once you start thinking about it this way, it's not so complicated.
Okay, so I get that. That makes sense. And you've probably changed my mind about the metaverse a little bit today, right? Which is, the goal of this podcast. But something that I truly cannot wrap my mind around is a non-fungible token. An NFT. I've said it the best way I can. Fungible token.
Non-fungible token.
And by the way, this is the only reason why I know what an NFT is, because the name is, it sounds silly.
It's fungible, mate.
Fungible.
Yeah, fungible.
That's not a real word. You made it. Yeah, that
fungible is literally a real word. You can
That's
check it
not
in
a
the
real
dictionary
word.
right now.
Fungible.
Yeah.
Fungible.
Yeah.
It's a silly, sorry. Anyway, it's a silly thing to say. Anyway, so let's talk about NFTs. For a second. Just for a second, let's talk about NFTs, right?
Yeah, go on.
I see people with these, pictures, right? And I'm trying to understand to myself, why does this thing hold any value whatsoever? Why would I pay, this is gonna sound incredibly ignorant, but it's what everyone is thinking. It's what all you guys are thinking at home. Why would I pay for something I can screenshot and have on my phone?
Oh, yeah,
Why? Why would I do that?
That does sound really
No,
ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
No, fair enough. Okay, so let me pause, right?
Yeah.
So NFTs are just smart contracts, right? And the idea of being non-fungible means non-technically exchangeable or transferable, where technically you can never ever replace one thing that is not equal to another. So let me give you an example. Fungible is you have 5 dirhams,
Okay.
I have 5 dirhams.
Yes.
If we were to swap them, what do you have?
5 dirhams.
What do I have?
5 dirhams.
Fungible, right?
Okay.
Cool.
Yes.
Replaceable.
Yes. Correct.
Now, if I have a mug filled with Coke Zero
Yes.
and you have one that's filled with coffee,
A lot of coffee.
now if we exchange this, does it change anything? Yes, because we're not drinking the same thing anymore, right?
Yes, correct.
Because this is a cup of Coke Zero,
Yes.
right? The asset itself, right, has very different features from yours.
That's correct.
So the thing with these NFTs that you see is they're very similar. So the idea is you have this one art piece. Let me just use Bored Apes for the sake of the example.
Okay.
You have a Bored Ape, right? Even though there's 10,000 of them, there's only one in that collection that has those exact traits that yours has. Whether it's I don't know, blue eyes, whether it's golden fur, whether it's a hat on their head, whether it's whatever it is, there's a set of traits, right? Let me get to the end of it.
Okay, just one little caveat in the middle. I'm so sorry. Because this is where things fall apart for me, right? Okay, they have a specific trait. Cool, fantastic. But what
gives them value?
Yes, what's the value?
Okay, I was getting there.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'll stop cutting you off.
Okay, so now because there's a finite supply of 10,000.
Okay, yes.
Right?
Yes.
Technically, let's be realistic. All these NFTs, sure, yeah, you could say they're overpriced, it's overhyped, it's ridiculous money, but it's a snowball effect. The reason why it costs so much now is because of the value that people attribute to it because of who holds it already and the social status it brings you.
Okay.
The reason why people want to pay $100, $200, $300,000 for a Bored Ape now is because Eminem spent $500,000 on his.
Yeah.
It's because Snoop Dogg spent whatever on his. It's because you feel like if you buy that NFT, it's almost like a pass. It's a gate. It's an access key to that community where now I can talk to Eminem, right? Like now I can be on the same level of if there's a yacht party somewhere in New York and it's Bored Ape holders only, I'm invited. So I can go and I can meet these people. So it's almost like you're paying for the network.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's the current assumed value. There are other utilities and you can use your Bored Ape and the other side metaverse. Different story. But typically right now, like if we speak of profile pictures, like PFPs, the apes and the punks and all of that, it's social status, right?
Okay, so I'm joining a club.
Basically, you're buying a Lambo so that you can get invited to the Lambo car hangout. Like that, think of it that way, essentially, right?
Okay.
The thing itself didn't cost $100, $200, $300,000 to make.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But it's the value that people have attributed to that thing.
So it's the perceived value.
Perceived value.
That's given
Exactly.
to that. Okay.
Exactly.
See, I understand that.
Yeah.
That makes sense, again, to a point for me. Because, okay, I'm a person, I'm very much into social media. I like watching YouTube. I watch KSI, Logan Paul, all these guys, right? And when I see them buying these NFTs, right? These images for outrageous amounts, I'm truly gobsmacked. But gobsmacked.
Big word for you.
Massive word.
Yeah,
word of the day.
Yeah.
So the thing you threw me off. The thing is, when I see them buying these like images or these NFTs, right? It shocks me because the value that's put on them, I thought was just for an image. I didn't realize that was, for more than an image.
100%, yeah.
So,
I mean, that's what people laugh at the prices and they're like, why would you pay $1 million to buy a stupid monkey? But it's like, A, it's the only one that exists that looks exactly like that. So there's this, a sense of like exclusivity. B, I'm getting access to that network. C, I just made headlines and I'm on your feed, you idiot. So it's like, technically I just got popularity. Because then, I mean, there's other aspects to it as well. So, with most NFT collections, I would say you get the IP rights as well in certain cases. So you can actually use that NFT to, create a brand around it. So I don't know if you saw the Eminem and Snoop Dogg, what was it, MTV? I don't remember. But they had like a mini segment thingy where they did the song together and they performed as their Bored Apes. So each of them used their brand, right?
Oh.
Very similarly, people like make entire series based around their NFTs because you now have the IP right for that.
Yeah.
So you could I think there's is it a food joint? Yeah, there's a fast food joint somewhere in the US that's literally built around the IP of like Bored Apes as well, where the holder has Bored Apes, and so the branding, everything in the store is Bored Ape related. So you could start getting into IP and branding and things like that, but that's not it for NFTs. NFTs have utility beyond just being pretty pictures of monkeys.
See, okay, here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
Where my concern lies, right, and where a lot of people's concern lies, right, like people sitting watching this right now, is that they have been, you call them projects, right, of NFTs that have been done before that have just been straight up scams. People buy these things, even from reputable influencers, right?
It's always, by the way, if an influencer is shilling the project you're looking at, it's probably a scam.
Probably, but we don't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we jump on the trend. We're like, yeah, damn straight, I'm gonna buy this NFT, I'm gonna make $1 million.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So how in the world do I protect myself from that? Like, how do I know that if I buy this NFT, if it's not a Bored Ape or if it's not a World of Women, whatever, universe, whatever. How do I know that this NFT is not going to screw me later on and then I'm going to lose, part of my French, a shit ton of money, and then later on turn around and be like, you guys screwed me over. Because they just dump the thing and they take all the money and they run off.
So I mean, a lot of stuff to unpack there. Basically, first of all, you should never technically invest into an NFT with the purpose of making money, because typically that's a bad idea as an investment decision, right? Because if you want to invest in something to make money, just go invest in real estate, go invest in gold, go invest in whatever, right? Now, it's a bit different with certain NFT projects where if you know for a fact the founders are legit, and I don't mean like, oh, they're verified on Twitter. Like, if the founders are actual legit builders, they've built stuff before, they have a track record, they're going to deliver, they're tied with a lot of different brands, etc., that's typically a safer NFT to buy and hold. Doesn't still guarantee that it's going up in value. It could still go to zero. There is absolutely nothing. NFTs are riskier than cryptocurrencies because with cryptocurrencies, there's always technically someone buying on the other end. There's always liquidity, right? You can always just sell to the exchange. But with NFTs, you always need a buyer. If there's no buyer on the other side, your NFT is worth zero. So if I have something that I think is worth $1 million, but no one's willing to pay $1 million for it, it's worth zero.
So
that's the trick. That's the trick with NFTs.
For people
you need to be more, I guess, interested in the project itself for whatever reason the project is doing. So for example, I'll tell you, I said there's other utilities to NFTs, right? So there's a game, I'm just gonna start dropping random names, but there's a game called Big Time, right? At some point in time, they were selling early access passes, NFTs. But if you wanted to play the game before anyone else, before it goes to public, you had to buy a pass. So your NFT in this case acted as your pass, which you could then redeem and play the game early. So you got to play the game 6, 7, 8 months before it was even released to the public. That's a utility. And technically, logically, it's gonna go up in value as you near the public launch date, because more and more people are like, oh my God, I wanna play this ASAP, I wanna play this ASAP, I wanna play this ASAP, right? So that's a different type of an NFT, right? Some other cases, you've got NFTs that could essentially give you other additional benefits. So for example, there's NFTs that if you buy, they give you discounts in certain locations. So let's say you hold whatever, the Terri NFT, and now every time I go and buy Terry's favorite meal, I just show the NFT and I get a discount. There's NFTs with different utilities, regardless of what area or what space they're in, right?
I like that.
The issue is everyone talks about the big numbers. Everyone talks about the $1 million sale, the 500K sale, blah, 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 but no one really focuses on the tech and what the tech allows you to do. Because what the tech allows you to do is just verify that you're the owner of something. 100% legit. No, Photoshop. You've seen it. Like when we were kids growing up, if you were trying to go to a concert, you could very easily Photoshop a ticket.
100%.
You could very easily Photoshop your ID as well. You can't do that with the blockchain, because if you own the NFT, it's verified on the blockchain. There's no way you can scam your way in. There's no way that you can scam ownership. You said something really interesting, which a lot of people think about as well, which is why can't I just, screenshot and copy paste this, right? If you're now looking at how platforms are changing, Twitter gives you that, what is it, a hectagon, whatever looking thingy, profile picture, whenever you own an NFT, to show that you're the legit owner of that NFT. And if you click on it, it shows you the data of, when the NFT was created.
Wait, hold on. Back up. So I know you got one of those. So I don't. I have a picture of a Liverpool player as my profile. Yes. Anyway.
I mean, technically you could mint that, but anyways, a different story. Go on.
Don't try to confuse me here, man. We're on a good roll right now. I'm understanding. Okay, so I understand that. So I get that that's the case, but let's say looking forward, right? If we're looking down the line with NFTs, right? I know we spoke in the last episode, we talked about being able to attend a concert with an NFT, being able, like you said, early access to a video game. But what does the future of NFTs hold? Apart from this, is it something that everyone is going to need to use?
Dude, there's smart contracts on the blockchain. It's essentially, it could be anything. It could be your rent contract. It could be like the tenancy contract. It could be your ticket. It could be your flight. It could be anything, because it's just literally a smart contract. Just because there's a picture of a monkey on the other side doesn't mean that changes the tech. The tech still means that this is a smart contract that verifies Terry owns this, whatever this is. This could be anything. This could be a VIP pass. It could be a plane ticket. It could be a concert ticket. It could be anything. And so, like, when you ask me what's the future of it, I'm like, it's gonna be like obvious. It's gonna be
Everything.
pretty straightforward.
Should be
Everything,
everything.
basically is just gonna start using, NFT technology because it's just a way to verify ownership. Why would you go the route of, oh my God, please show me your ID. Is this a real one? Let me double check. Is this Photoshop? When you could just like, blip, okay, yeah, cool, legit, go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the simplicity of it. And just to, track back to my point, social media platforms are now accepting it, and now people are getting a bit more, I guess, they're taking it a bit more seriously. Because previously you could say, oh, I could just copy paste your NFT, blah,
Yes,
blah.
yes, this
But
is
now
what
it's
I
like, okay, I mean, like upload it now. Let me see how it looks. So now it's like, are you gonna get the verified NFT badge thingy on Twitter? No, you're not, right? So are you gonna, even Instagram and Facebook are now doing it as well. So you could showcase your collection. People can actually see that you own the NFT. And so all these guys that were copy pasting, pictures.
I was one of them.
You were one of them, fair enough, yeah. I mean, I hate, it's a cliche, but like the example of the Mona Lisa, right? You can take a picture of the Mona Lisa, doesn't mean that you own it. Even if it's on your phone, even if you can post it all over your social media, you don't actually own the asset itself. It's the same as, your tenancy contract. Like you might have a picture of the house, doesn't mean you own the house.
Yeah.
I own the house because I have the contract and I can verify it.
And your name's on it.
Exactly. So it's like, I think the future of NFTs is just gonna be, it's gonna be widely adopted.
Okay.
Because smart people understand what it really means and they'll start integrating it within everything that they do.
Yeah.
And I think you as a consumer, you might not even know that you're holding any of these NFTs because maybe the same wallet that you hold your tickets in or whatever, the same apps will just integrate blockchain technology. And you will think, oh yeah, I'm just downloading my ticket, but it's not just a PDF, it's actually an NFT.
Okay.
So the same way you've got QR codes and tickets and all that stuff in your Apple wallet or whatever, you'll just have NFTs and you won't even know it. You'll just be like, okay, cool.
So I understand that, right? And you said something about the blockchain with NFTs. I'm still trying to understand, the blockchain itself. I don't understand how it works because I'm never going to understand that.
Yep.
But I want to understand how do they correlate? Like where is the overlap here?
So I said contracts, right? So the contracts are verified on the blockchain. So
Yes.
all NFTs exist on the blockchain. Without the blockchain, there is no NFT. Think of it that way.
Yes.
So think of the blockchain as the internet. And for you to verify that you own something, you have to go to the internet, for example, right? So all these transactions, you buying the ticket, you holding the ticket, your wallet, everything is happening on the blockchain itself.
Okay.
So like we said in the last episode, the blockchain, think of it as like a public register of all the different transactions and everything that's going on.
Okay.
So at any point in time, I can verify that you bought your ticket directly from the person that was selling it, or I can also find out if you bought it from someone else that sold it to you after buying it from the main person, or I could also find out if you bought it from someone that holds absolutely no relevance because that's a fake ticket.
Okay.
It's a really, I guess, easy way, if you break it down, of verifying and having a sense of trust when it comes to contracts. And that's why I say in the future it's going to be used for, tenancy contracts, is going to be used for concert tickets, flight tickets, et cetera, because it's just really easy to then verify and authenticate ownership.
Okay. I think I get that. I understand that completely. That makes sense to me. But again, safety.
Yeah.
What safety am I guaranteed that if I put this, NFT together, that it remains mine on the blockchain?
As long as you don't interact with any, it's really similar to the normal internet. Like if you click any phishing link, you'll get hacked. It's pretty straightforward, right? Like that's how normal Web 2 stuff works. If you are on Instagram and you see a suspicious ad and you click a link and it takes you to a website that looks a bit fake. Let's say you go to a website and it starts asking you for your credit card details. Obviously you don't fill it out.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah. Like those scam calls.
Exactly. So it's pretty much the same thing. Like if you don't interact with something on the blockchain that is harmful or that looks suspicious, that's why you always have to verify, who you're buying your NFTs from, where you're buying them from. Typically people use like verified marketplaces like OpenSea, etc. Because they're trying to, just guarantee that they're safe. But the idea is pretty similar. Like just don't click links that look suspicious. Don't trust anyone on the internet or on the blockchain in this case. And make sure that you hold all your stuff safely. So, I'm not going to go into that topic again. The last time we talked about cold wallets. But you could also store your NFTs, at least the ones that hold value and you're scared of losing them, in a cold wallet.
Okay.
That way, essentially, if anyone's trying to take your NFT out, you're still going to get pinged and it's going to be like, hey, are you sure you want to transfer this out? And you say, nope, don't want to transfer it out.
Okay.
Done.
Okay. Fair enough.
It is scary and it is a lot of money, and just the idea of like holding one image and that being your net worth and then someone hacking you and literally sending your net worth to zero.
Would be so painful.
Scary. I know a lot of people that have been hacked, but it's always the exact same chain. of command, like the exact same process of I clicked a link I shouldn't have clicked, someone got into my wallet, stole my NFT, transferred it out. It's never been like I was just sitting, chilling one day, and then all of a sudden my NFT evaporated. It's not like, oh yeah, someone pulled the plug and the entire blockchain went down. It's not.
Okay. So it's not that scary. So for me, I get it. It's like, you know, if you have decided to leave your front door open and you left your money underneath the mattress, someone is going to come in and take your money from the mattress.
Yeah, unless if you live in Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai is safe. Don't worry about it. Left my phone in the taxi once, got it back.
Yeah. I reserve my table in the food court with my phone. But anyway.
Okay, so before we finish up, I want to run through what I've learned, right? Don't do this to me again. Okay, you know what? Fine.
It doesn't work that way.
Fine. But I put notes down. Those were for me.
Did you want your notes?
I wanted my notes. I want my notes. I want my notes. I don't want to.
I'll ask you.
Listen, I'm going to study this later.
I'll ask you.
Right?
So what is Web3?
Web3. Give me a second
Web3?
here. So yes, Web3. Web3 is a decentralized platform for users. That is the simplest way I can put it.
It's not a platform though.
It's like the internet.
Yes.
Right?
There you go.
But it's decentralized.
But it's platforms on it.
Yes.
Yes.
Which means people cannot store your data.
Yes, among other things, yes.
Yes.
There you
That's the biggest thing I
So
took
just
away.
a decentralized version of internet today, basically.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's it.
Cool. All right. Next.
Okay,
right.
next question. What's up?
Metaverse. Jumanji.
Man said Jumanji. I spent 20 minutes explaining the whole Man said Jumanji.
Okay. Metaverse is a virtual world where you can buy assets, sell assets, be a business owner, living a different life, but on another plane, right? So it's almost like a multiverse.
Yeah,
You could say.
pretty close. Yeah, it's a digital identity, digital world. Everything's digital, but
You like that, huh?
You can I like
Yeah,
that
you like that,
multiverse.
you like that, huh?
It's
Multiverse, yeah.
A little
Yeah,
Doctor
exactly.
Strange in there. Yeah, anyways,
Yeah. So, non-fungible token.
fungible.
Okay,
Word of the day: non-fungible.
fungible, right? This word you've made up.
Sounds French. Bougie. Anyways,
So this is also a digital asset,
yes,
right? That has utilities,
yes,
right? That
or doesn't. By the way,
or it doesn't.
could be useless.
Yeah.
Could just be work of art. An art is subjective, so you never know. But anyways,
Okay. It is a work of art or some sort of,
contract, smart contract.
smart contract.
Never forget, it's a smart contract.
Smart contract
Yes.
on the blockchain.
Yes.
There's the safety.
Yes.
Safety.
Yes.
Right? That can be used for different things.
Yes.
Whatever utility or just image you've signed up for.
Yep.
And you own it.
Yep.
It's like hanging a picture in your house.
Yep.
No one can take it away from you.
Yep.
It's your picture.
Exactly. Even if I walk into your house, take a picture of your picture, still your picture.
Still my picture. Right.
That simple.
I can still take a screenshot, but it's not mine.
That simple.
Yes.
There you go.
Right. Okay. Blockchain is where everything is on. That is?
So proud. I think we're making great progress already.
I am so smart. I'm not so smart. I'm just learning from the best. I'm learning from the best. So
I think I like this though because you're simplifying everything. Like it's interesting how you ask a question and you're like, I don't understand this, and it's like, yeah, Jumanji. Oh, okay, cool.
Jumanji.
You just move on.
Everyone knows
You
Jumanji.
just move on with the conversation.
The Rock Jumanji. That's the good
The
one.
new Jumanji.
So
Debatable. Anyways.
anyway, so obviously, thank you all for watching. Omar, you have taught me so much in one episode. I can barely have anything to thank you with apart from a hearty handshake. So thank you very much, sir. So in the next episode, I want us to talk a little bit more about the blockchain
Nice.
and how I can make money, right?
Nice.
I'm
Ooh.
trying to invest, right? I'm trying to put my portfolio together.
Not financial advice.
Not financial advice. Right, this is just for me.
I feel like my key takeaway from this is if I can get Terry to buy an NFT, you probably can
If I
too.
buy an NFT, everyone's buying an NFT.
You probably can.
Alrighty. So thank you so much for watching episode 2 of Crypto 1001 Nights. We'll catch you next time. Take care.
Peace.